Okay, so firstly, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm 25 and I work in marketing.
My name is David Allen. I'm 59 and I'm recently retired, having worked 40 years in the City of London.
Well, my name is John Allen. I am 89 years of age, and my hobbies and interests are mostly sport. I've played sport and followed sport all my life.
My hobbies, interests, mainly sport, so very keen watching football, cricket, NFL, and Formula One in particular.
My hobbies are playing tennis and watching sports. I love watching tennis and going to Wimbledon every year if I can, and watching football and cricket.
I was asked what was my favourite film. Thinking about it, it was a film called The Jolson Story. Back in 1947 it came out.
The films probably more recently that I think have been best, probably Spotlight. I do like Michael Lewis books, and so both Moneyball and The Blind Side are very good films, I think, in portraying the books. And The Shawshank Redemption, I think, is a fantastic film.
I don't really have a favourite film. I'm more of a TV person, but I definitely love watching the film Wimbledon. It's one of my favourites.
What is your fondest memory?
My fondest memory, it would be crass of me to say it was anything other than being at the birth of my three children. It's the proudest moment of my life to be there and to see them being born. I think on a personal note, it would be a cricket memory. When I was playing club cricket for Cheam, we got to the final of the National Club Knockouts. But it's not the final that is my fondest memory. It's actually after the semi-final. We beat Truro in the semi-final at home, in front of perhaps 2,000 people. And it was the realisation after the game that we had reached the final, and because the final was played at Lord's, where no club players ever get to play, that's probably, that moment when the realisation sank home is probably my fondest memory from a sporting point of view.
My fondest memory is when I started work at the age of 14, and I met a chap on that day. It was November the 30th, 1944, and we've remained pals, very strong pals ever since. 75 years, we've been great friends, done everything together. He was my best man when I got married, and I was his best man when he got married.
My fondest memories are taking summer holidays as a child and playing on the beach with my brother and sister.
What do I think about the modern world? Well, I'm worried about the speed of everything. Everything is so fast. I just wish it would slow down a little bit.
So the modern world, I think it's an unpleasant world in a lot of ways. Obviously, we're in the lead up to an election. I think the way that politics has become very polarised, extreme right and extreme left views, I think has contributed to the kind of society that we live in today. And I think that's a real shame. It would be great to see a return of centrist politics.
I think that there's a lack of patience and understanding of different people, and everybody wants things instantly instead of sort of taking their time to work hard to achieve things.
So what is the most important thing in the world to you? What makes you happy as a person?
What makes me happy as a person primarily is family happiness, health, being comfortable, but more important than anything else is health and happiness.
The most important thing in the world would be family and friends, and making sure you're content with what you have instead of, yeah.
What makes me happy? Well, basically, it's the family. The family is my main interest.
Final question. What do you wish will happen in the future?
I think that's a very good question. I think, before anything else, I think we have to return to a more forgiving society. less extreme and more reasoned decisions around future generations. Climate change, I think, is probably the biggest threat to future generations and future societies, and so there needs to be a real international commitment to change. That's my biggest fear, is that there isn't the cooperation between competing nations to recognise the threat and to start to do something about it.
My main wish for the future is to be able to live comfortably and be happy with what I've got. Short-term goal is hopefully to be able to buy a house soon.
Well, I'm very concerned, like most people, about climate. If they could get some control over climate so that my grandchildren and their children have a settled and happy life.